Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. So today we are going to do data interpretation exercise for NMAT. Now, data interpretation is an important part of the quant section. If you look at the quantitative skills section of NMAT, you have 2 to 3 sets of DI, which account for 8 to 12 questions. So you have some slots might have 2 sets, some slots might have 3 sets. Okay, so essentially 8 or 12 questions from DI, and then you have 4 from DS, and the rest are word problems. Okay, so now the thing in DI is you need speed to solve questions because the kind of questions that you get in NMAT are not the ones like CAT wherein you have to apply some special logic also. It is purely based on basically calculations that involve percentage, ratios, etc. And you have chart, you can get charts, you can get tables, or you can get some caselets. So we will see different kind of problems and see how to apply some techniques in order to solve those questions fast. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media platforms. Let's start this session. So here's the first set that we are going to do. This is a table which gives the population of a town from 2017 to 2021, and some data is missing from it, and you need to fill the data and answer these questions. So this tests your basic ability that how do we get the total. Like, see, data is missing. It is very easy to get that men, women plus children will be equal to total people. So if we know the total, we can find the number of children here. Okay, similarly, we know the total, we can find the number of men here, we can find the total here. Now we are given increase or decrease over preceding year. Okay. Now increase or decrease means this population has increased. So if you add this, you get this value. Similarly, here the decrease is given. So we will subtract this, we will get this value. So if we know this value, we can find this also. If we know this value, we can find this also. Now the thing is, like what generally students do in such questions is they try to complete the table. Remember that never complete any table or graph. This is because what will happen is you will take a lot of time just to complete the table, finding all the values. And they may not ask you all the values, they will just ask some of the values. Okay, so in that scenario, just complete the things which are needed for the questions. Okay, so let's solve this question. The first question says, what is the number of children in 2018? Okay, now see this thing. There are two approaches which I'll tell you, keep in mind, which are very important in DI, because most of the times student calculate the entire data. They calculate all 5 digits. 5 digit के number है. If you add, it becomes a 6 digit number. Right? When you deal with 5 or 6 digits, इसके addition में काफी time लगेगा, for sure. Okay, so it takes a lot of time. So we need to bypass that thing, and we should use options. This is not like cat ka tita question where you do not have options. You have options, right? So try to use options. So two things very important which one should keep in mind in all questions is, be it di, be it quant, one is last digit. Another is, especially in di wherein you have like more number of digits, think of round off things. Okay, so just taking a simple example, let's say if, in some sale or some other thing you buy a phone, it costs you 1800 900 18,900. You do not say that I bought it for 18,900. And you say it is of 19,000. You round off the numbers, right? So while talking about numbers, you round off numbers. Let us say if you buy some shoe of like 2,320, so we'll say 2,300, right? So while dealing with calculations also, one must apply this approach. So we will apply these two things, last digit and round off, to answer these questions, and you will realize that it is magically very fast to solve the questions as compared to uh, basically going the conventional way of 5 digit addition. Never do this. If you are doing this, then you say कि मेरी quant में cutoff clear नहीं होती. That is the reason, because you are unable to attend a good number of questions, right? So let's say we have to find the number of children here. Okay, so what we will do is, see, this is some 7 and 0. So last digit will be 7. This is 1 plus 6, 7. So this last digit should be 0. So first thing, we figured out that last digit will be 0 here. So we can eliminate these two options. अब देखो लास्ट डिजिट से कभी कभी सॉल्व हो सकता है, मे बी 4 options had last digit different, only one option had last digit 0, you could have directly got the answer. But here we have four of the three of the options which have last digit 0. Then the second thing comes into picture. We will do the round off thing. Okay, now 140, this is 147, and when you add somewhere around 12,000, so it will be somewhere around 149,000. 12 means 159,000, roughly 159,000. Okay, now this is 70,000, this is 62. Now if you take this, this is 3 and 5, that makes 800. So let's add one, round off to a higher number. So 1, we can say 132. Okay, so 132 and higher, let's say 133,000. So if we subtract this, we should get somewhere around 25,000, 26,000, right? Now, this is not exactly, this is 158 point, not exactly. Now, there are even two close options in this case. We can reject 24. We are between 25 and 26. So which one should be right? This is 147 and this is 11.6, right? So 158.6. So somewhere will be 25.6 thousand. So that is, this will be the answer. Okay. All right. Next is, what is the number of women in 2020? Now here you see four options with 0. So maybe 0 might be the answer. Now, if you see this, we have to find the number of women, right? So we will apply this approach of approximation, 153 and minus 5,000. So that is 148,000, right? 148 point something. Okay. And now, if you look at the last digit, 2 minus 7, the last digit is 5. This plus this should give you the last digit 5. So last digit is going to be 0 here. Okay. So last digit is 0. We know option D cannot be the answer. Now this is 69 plus 21, and if we see 400 plus 600 upon approximately increasing, so it's at 91,000. Okay, 148 minus 91 is 57. Okay, so this will be our answer, 57,630. So if we see 153 minus 5, 148, and 900 minus 300 is 600. So 148.6 minus 91, 57.6. So that is our answer. How much is the increase or decrease of population in 2021 over 2020? Now again we can use the same thing to get this number. Okay, see this thing. 2020 to 2021 we have to find the change, right? So in the previous question we found that it was 148.6, right? Or if you take 148 also it will work. Now this is 71, 65 and 23. So let us take it 71 only. Let's make it 66 and let's make it 24. Why did we make it 24? Because it is 700. So 800 को 1000 में convert कर सकते हैं. This is also almost 66. ये जो 274 था that will be compensated somewhere. Okay. So let's say that we add this. So this is 90 plus 71, 161. Okay. So 161 means increase of 12.4. So 12,413 increase. Okay. So let's see the next one. The percentage change in the population in 2020 with respect to 2018 is. So the percentage change in population in 2020 with respect to 2018. Okay. So 2020 we already calculated here it was 148.6, and here if you see this is 158.6. Okay. So we need to find the percentage change in population. If we see the percentage change is 10,000, like 10, and we are converting in thousand. So 10,000 upon 158.6 thousand. Okay. Now, how to get this as a close value? Okay. So again, we will do approximation to get this answer. You should be very well aware of the different fractions. Now, if it was 10 upon 160, suppose it was 10 upon 160, then it becomes 1 by 16, which is 6.25%. So, if you are aware of the percentages, then you can solve these questions very fast. Okay, so 6.25%. Now, this is slightly less than 160. So, the answer should be slightly more than 6.25%. 6.25 said more, it could be 6.3%. Okay, so that is the answer to this question. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. Let's do the next set. In this, we have a pie chart. that shows the percentage of students studying in different IITs, and the ratio of male students to female students in each IIT is given in the table. Okay, these are the total students and these are the ratio of male and female students. Now, one thing you remember that in NMAT, like if you get a DI, there might be some question which might have too much calculations involved, right? So it is better to skip that question. Skip in the sense that mark something randomly and move ahead, because if you try to attempt each and every question completely, you won't be able to reach towards the end. ठीक है? तो कहीं कहीं पे आपको ऐसा रिस्क लेना पड़ेगा. You will have to avoid some ultra lengthy or super difficult questions that might take a lot of time, because it is all about time management as well. Okay, so एक दो क्वेश्चन गलत हो जाए उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Yes, you have to maintain accuracy, but at the same time you have to complete a significant portion of the paper as well. So let us say if you get this kind of question where it asks the total number of male students in all the IITs put together. Now for this, you will be calculating all the values and it will consume a lot of time. Okay. So ideally in an examination scenario, अगर कोई ऐसा दूसरा exam होता है जिसमें you have the liberty to go to other questions, just skip this question. And in NMAT, since you cannot skip a question, that does not mean that you completely attempt this question. And you can just mark some answer randomly and then move ahead. Okay. So anyway, let us solve this thing. So first thing, like I will tell you that how to take a guess also, and also we will see ki, how to do it in a proper way. Okay. Now if you see IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, they have male more than female. Okay, and especially in IIT Roorkee, that percentage is very high, like 5:1. Okay, only IIT Madras and IIT Bombay have less females, more females. Okay, now from that logic, I mean, I'm not saying that it is completely correct, but it is quite much a way to attempt a question. Okay? So we know that in most of the IITs, males are more than females. In only two IITs, we have females more than male. So very likely that male might be more than female. Okay, so there are 4,500 students, half is 2250, so male should be greater than 2250. So I see only one of the options as 2421. So this is an approach that you should apply if you get to see such kind of options. मुझे चार ऑप्शन पांच ऑप्शन देखे मुझे एक ही ऑप्शन दिख रहा है. So that's an educated guess, right? It may be wrong as well. I'm not saying that it is going to be 100% correct. It may be wrong as well, but you should be able to take educated guess. As I said that it is about not knowing the concept. It is about how you tackle the question. ठीक है, चीजें तो बहुत लोगों को आती है, सबको पता है इसमें कैलकुलेशन करना है, ठीक है, बट कैसे आपको क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करना है, दैट इज द की. ओके, सो देन दिस इज like uh, something that if you learn and you master these skills, then you beat others, right? So that's what data interpretation is. I would go with this option, but I'll tell you the way also to approach this question. So we have to find the number of male students. Okay, so male students निकालने, so 22 का, so we have 22 का 2 by 5, then it is 12 का 17 by 27. Okay, IIT Kanpur is 16%, 16 ka 7 by 12, and then we have Kharagpur is 11% ka 5 by 9. Why? Because 7:5 means 7 males, 5 females, total 12 parts. Okay, then we have Madras 1:2, so 1 by 3, and Roorkee is 18%, it is 5 by 6. So first we will convert to percentage. Okay, so if you see this 44 by 5, so roughly 9, I'm just writing rough numbers. Okay, So 2012 into 17 by 27. 18 by 27 is 2 by 3. So like 8, let us write 7.5. Okay, 8 से थोड़ा कम. 112 by 12, 9 point something, right? So let's write 9%. And this is 11, 55 by 9, 6%. This is 7. 18 into 5 is 15. So thoda bahut plus minus 1-2% might go up and down. Okay, so 16. So we can convert it to 8 also and see 17, 26, 32, 39, 54. Right, we got 54%, right, which is uh, more than half, right? So this is the only option that works. So 54, अगर मान लो ये 53 भी आया था, हमने कोई exact calculation नहीं किया, even though if still in that case it would be more than half. और अगर इस approximation से 54 into 45 करते हैं, ठीक है, that is 27 into 90. 27 into 9 is 243. So we get a very very close option. Okay, so this is very close option. See, I did a rough calculation and got a value which is very close, and this must be the exact answer also. So do not waste time on doing this also. If you are able to figure out that male is more than female, just mark this as the answer. If there are more than one options that have like males more than 2250, then apply this approach and get a rough estimate of the answer. Okay. The number of female students in IIT Kanpur is what percentage of the total number of students in it? Now, this is an easy question. See, you should like NMAT, you will face certain questions which might be difficult in the beginning. Okay? So, avoid those. Do not think कि सारे क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करना है सही से. मान लो एक DI आ गया, हो सकता है पहला क्वेश्चन बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो. Avoid that. Try attempting the next questions. Okay. Avoiding in the sense that marking some educated guess. तो कर नहीं सकते. You have to attempt them. Okay. So number of female students in IIT Kanpur is what percentage of the total number of students in it. For this, you do not need the pie chart. You just need this. IIT Kanpur is what percent of total number of students in it. So 5 female out of 12. 5 by 12 is how much? Upon around 41 point something percent. So 42%. 41.67%. Again, fractions play a role here. Like so, 5 by 12 is 41.67, 42%. This was an easy question, very very easy question. So from the same data interpretation set, one of the questions could be very difficult, another could be very easy. So you have to be vigilant in attempting the question. What is the total number of students in IIT Delhi and IIT Roorkee? Now since it is asking only two institutes, we shall calculate them. Okay, IIT Delhi, so we will first find in percentage terms. See, do not calculate the numbers separately. IIT Delhi is 17 by 27 of 12. Okay, so this is 4 by 9, 68 by 9%. And IIT Roorkee is 5 by 6 of 18, which is 15. Okay, 68 by 9 plus 15, which is 135, 203 by 9%. Okay, and it should be multiplied by 4500. So 5 times 1015. Okay, so if you have to calculate anything, right, किसी का sum निकालना है, difference निकालना है, ratio निकालना है, anything, this should be multiplied in the end. आप पहले ये निकालते फिर ये निकालते फिर इन्हें ऐड करते मल्टीप्लाई करके फिर दैट विल टेक मोर टाइम. सो डू ऑल द कैलकुलेशंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ these percentages and multiply in the end. Which IIT has the maximum number of female candidates? So there are 21 people watching and just 13 likes. Like to kar do yaar. I mean, no one tells you these such kind of valuable tricks. Okay, I've seen people teaching, very popular teachers, but their ways are very lame. Okay, they will tell you the concepts fine, but they do not tell you the tricks how to deal with questions. Maximum number of female candidates. Okay, so again, no need to calculate things, right? No need to calculate कि इसमें कितनी female है, इसमें कितनी female है. We will apply the logic, right? First logic is that the ratio, female ratio male should be high. Okay? Ratio male should be high, and the second thing is population should also be high. ठीक है, population भी ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए. So both factors we have to consider. See, generally what happens is, like, we think that the ratio is high, but if the state is, if that IIT is small, right, ratio will not give you the highest number. So simple sa logic lete hain. Like Kerala has the highest literacy rate, okay, but the population of Kerala is very much small as compared to big states, right? So Kerala might not have the highest number of literates. Okay, so keeping that simple logic in mind, we have to find the, see, high population states, like high this states, this is 21, 22. These are two of those high ones. And female ratio male, we saw it was high in IIT Bombay as well as IIT Madras. Okay, so fortunately इन दोनों में ratio भी ज़्यादा है और इनके इनके number of students भी ज़्यादा है. Okay, so if we talk about IIT Bombay, 22% of the people, and females are 3 out of 5. So this is 66 by 5, which is 13.2% of total. Okay, and if you look at IIT Madras, 21% and 2 by 3, which is 14%. Okay, so IIT Madras has the highest number of female students because female male ratio भी high है and the number of students is also high. The number of male students in IIT Bombay is what percentage more than the number of male students in IIT Kharagpur? Male students IIT Bombay, what percent more than number of male students in IIT Kharagpur? In a pie chart, always remember that if there are questions based on percentage, ratio, okay, etc., you do not need this total. ठीक है, ये 4500 or 10,000 or 5,000 or कुछ भी मैटर नहीं करेगा. You just have to deal with these numbers or the ratios which are given to you. Okay, so you actually need the percentages and the ratio and not this value. So do not calculate. Most students calculate the number and then answer the question. So we have to find male students in IIT Bombay. Okay, so male students in Bombay versus male students in Kharagpur. Male students in Bombay, IIT Bombay has 22% contribution. इसका कितना है 2/5 एंड IIT खड़गपुर का contribution कितना है 11% और इसका कितना है खड़गपुर 5/9. So this is the ratio that we will get. So 2 times. So we can say 4/5. Now this is upon 5/9 uh, into 9/5. So this is 36/25, which is 144%. 144% means 44% more. The answer is 44%. Okay, so simple thing. If it says what percent more, ठीक है, एक चीज समझ लो कि मैं कहता हूं कि A is 30% more than B. It is same as saying that A is 130% of B, isn't it? It is saying the same thing, right? A is 130% of B. So instead of finding subtracting, what I do is I just find the ratio. IIT Bombay में male students कितने upon IIT खड़गपुर में कितने, okay? So this is 22% of the total into 2 by 5 because males are 2 ratio 3. So 2 males upon 5 students. Similarly, in IIT Kharagpur, 11% students, 5 are male out of total 9. So we take this uh, proportion, okay, which turns out to be 4 by 5. And since this is denominator is 5 by 9, we'll multiply by 9 by 5. 36 upon 25. See, multiplication, division by 25 is very simple. Just multiply by 4. So 36 upon 25 is 144%. So IIT Bombay male is 144% of male students in IIT Kharagpur. So it is asking how much more? So 44% more. So that is your answer. Okay, so applying these simple techniques can boost your performance. You can solve questions much faster than others in the examination because most of the people do not solve this way. They calculate the number. वो IIT बॉम्बे के मेल स्टूडेंट्स निकालते हैं because in books and all you are taught that way, right? कि पहले आप 4500 का आप 22% निकालो, फिर उसका 2/3 निकालो, आपकी एक वैल्यू आएगी, फिर दूसरे की निकालो आप वैल्यू, फिर सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, फिर परसेंटेज निकालो, जितने में एक की वैल्यू निकलेगी यू कैन directly calculate the answer. So in case you are preparing for different MBA entrance examinations, MBA Karo has launched one grammar ebook which has 160 plus rules along with examples. You can check it out. There is a sample also on the link, and it will be helpful for NMAT, SNAP, ZAT, CMAT, TISNET, and whatever examinations that test you on grammar. Okay, so let's now proceed to the next set. It has a couple of bar graphs. Graph 1 shows the total quantity of 5 different fruits sold by 2 fruit sellers A and B, and graph 2 shows the selling price per kg of fruits sold by the sellers. So this saying fruit sold, this saying the selling price per kg, okay, of different fruits by different fruit sellers. So basically, if you multiply fruit sold into selling price, you will get the revenue. Or you can call it sale as well. Now the first question is again, what percent more? So instead of finding what percent more, try to find what percent off. ये लोग नहीं बताते ना आपको, वो कहते व्हाट परसेंट मोर के लिए पहले ये निकालो, फिर वो निकालो, फिर सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, फिर डिवाइड करके व्हाट परसेंट मोर निकालो. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट फाइंड व्हाट परसेंट ऑफ, फिर उससे 100 माइनस कर दोगे. सो क्या करेंगे? फ्रूट सेलर बी, एप्पल एंड ग्रेप्स. सो seller B is this one, orange one. Apple is he's selling 90. Grape he's selling 110. And this is the B upon ये निकाला ना 14. And this is 200. Okay. Now again to speed up calculations. Okay. One more important thing in DI is ignore zeros. Okay. But at the same time, remember that you ignore the same number of zeros in both the cases. What I mean is, अगर आप यहाँ पे 9 कर रहे हो और इसे 11 कर रहे हो, इसे 14 कर रहे हो, तो इसे 20 करना है, इसे 2 मत कर देना. अगर आप 2 कर दोगे तो गलत हो जाएंगे कैलकुलेशन. Okay, so treat this as 20 and treat this as 9 and treat this as 11. And you will see you can drastically improve your calculations because the time we take to write zeros, to process zeros, it takes time. ठीक है, रफ वर्क भी करते हो, जीरो लिखते हो. अगर आप एक क्वेश्चन में 5 जीरो भी बचाते हो और आपने 20 क्वेश्चन में से 100 जीरो लिखने बचाते हैं, सो मे बी यू कैन सेव ओनली अ फ्यू सेकेंड्स, बट those little bits of time count. So if you look at seller B, so we can say 9 into 14 plus 11 into 20. This is seller B. And seller A, We have to find for the same fruits, right? So he is selling at 120 and this is at 100. So we will take 12, we will take 10. अब कितने का बेच रहा है 12 into 12 and 10 into 18. So this is 126 plus 220 upon 144 plus 180. This is 346 अपॉन 324. ठीक है, आप यहाँ पे व्हाट परसेंट ऑफ मतलब व्हाट परसेंट मोर भी निकाल सकते हैं बिकॉज यहाँ पे आप 346 बाई 324 करोगे दैट विल बी मोर टाइम कंज्यूमिंग देन दिस. सो दिस इज 22 बाई 324. यहाँ पे सब्ट्रैक्शन इजी था सो वी डिड दिस वे 22 बाई 324. अब ये कितना परसेंट होगा? सी 3 into 7 is 21. So 300 का 7% 21 होता, but this is 324. So roughly around 7%. ठीक है, like 24 का 7 कितना होता 168. So 21 point like you would get 20, more than like 8% is 324 का 8% तो ज़्यादा ही हो जाएगा 24 से ज़्यादा होगा, right? If you see all the options are way too high, so this is 6.8%. Okay, so what we did, we ignored the zeros. Ignoring zeros helped us. I mean, you could have written zeros, तो हर में दो दो जीरो और एक्स्ट्रा होते हैं. ठीक है, फिर आप ये 346 बाय 324 कर रहे होते. So you would have taken time to write zeros. So we just skipped the zeros. We got this. So 22 by 324 more. Now 300 का 7% is 21. So roughly 7% is our answer, which is 6.8. So in most of the scenarios, it is about finding approximate answers. So approximation, round off, these are some crucial things that you need to use in order to solve these questions efficiently. What is the difference between the sale obtained from pineapple and papaya together by fruit seller A and B? So pineapple and papaya का सेल का डिफरेंस निकालना है. So pineapple is 80 and 60, 55, 45, and papaya is this is 50 and 40 of 18 and 20. So what we can do is again we can reduce it by one zeros everywhere. So we can say pineapple is 8 into 55 plus 45 into 6. Okay. And papaya, if we talk about it, is 5 into 18 plus 4 into 20. 55 into 8 will get 440. This will be 270. It's 90 plus 80. सॉरी ये गलत कर दिया, ए और बी का निकालना है हमें. सो दिस हमें ए और बी के बीच में डिफरेंस निकालना है. Difference between sale obtained from pineapple and papaya together by seller A and B. So this is for A and this is for B. Okay, so 440 plus 90, 270 plus 350. Subtract कर लो 180, so that has to be 1800 because we ignored one zero in the calculations. Okay, so this is how we do the calculations by ignoring a zero. If profit percent earned by fruit seller A from the sale of mango is 20% and that by fruit seller B on the same fruit is 25%, what is the difference between the price at which they buy mangoes? Okay, so for this, you do not need to know this. You just have to use this thing. So the DI here will test basic concept of arithmetic like percentages, ratios. Might also test like profit loss क्योंकि sale और इससे related question होता है. So maybe they might test profit loss. This is a simple question. There's a question on profit loss. You should answer it quickly. So profit earned by fruit seller A on mango is 20%. So profit is 1/5, right? So selling price will be 6 by 5 times, or cost price will be 5 by 6 times. So ये ऐसे fractional conversions should be quite easy. ठीक है. So इसका कितना हो जाएगा 5 by 6 का, तो इसका that is 75. Okay. And by seller B it is 25% profit. 25% profit means selling price is 5 by 4 times of CP. So cost price is 4 by 5 times of CP. SP. So I'm writing this, but you should not be writing this. This should be in your head कि यार इतना percent profit दिया तो कैसे निकालते हैं. Okay. So this we know is 4/5. So इसका 4 by 5. This is 64. So for A it is 75. For B it is 64. The difference is of 11 rupees. If 20% of the apples bought by fruit seller A were rotten and 10% of the apples bought by fruit seller B were rotten and they sold all the remaining apples, what is the ratio of quantities of apples bought by fruit sellers A and B? So this gives the percentages of apples that were sold. Okay. So this is 120 sold and this is 90 sold. Okay. Now it says that there were some rotten also. Okay, and they sold the remaining ones. So seller A and seller B, 120 was sold, 90 was sold. Okay. Now 20% were rotten. 20% rotten means 1/5 rotten. 1/5 rotten means 4 by 5th sold. We have to find the ratios of apples bought. 4 by 5th sold, that means 5 by 4 will be 5 sold हमें given है. So we know bought is 5 by 4 of 4/5 sold. So we will find 5 by 4 times to get how many they purchased. Okay. So bought will be 5 by 4. Similarly, 10% by seller B, that means 9 by 10 sold. Okay, 9 by 10 sell kiya, so he must have purchased 10 by 9 times. Okay, so this is 150 and this is 100. So 3 ratio 2 will be the answer. So percentages, conversion, percentages, fractions, that should be a good thing that you should be able to grasp. And if you have good hold on that, then uh, like you can solve these questions with quite ease. If fruit seller A was able to sell 80% of his stock of pineapples and B was able to sell 75% of his stock of pineapples, what percent of the pineapples bought by the two fruit sellers remained unsold? So again, यहाँ पे हमें दिया कि we are given how much they sold. Okay, 80 and 60. So we are given percentage sold. So we can find how much they bought and Then we can find how much is remained unsold. So we are given that he sells 80% of his stock. Okay, so his stock will be 100. He sells 75% of his stock. 75% means three-fourth of his stock. So stock will be 4 by 3 times, that is 80. So total stock is what there was 180. How much they sold? They sold 140. So unsold is 40. 40 by 180. That is 2 by 9. 2 by 9 is 22.22%. Okay, so that is the answer. It's a very simple question that was based on percentages. So your concept of percentages should be thorough to tackle data interpretation. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. Let's move ahead. This is a caselet. It says that there are 600 players that participated in four different events: volleyball, table tennis, badminton, and lawn tennis. We are given certain ratios between male and female players and percentages of players in different sports. Okay, so based on this, we need to find out this the number of players, male and female, in all these sports. So this is a caselet, and you might encounter caselets based on percentage and ratios. Based on those data, you have to calculate the values. Clocks calendar, unlikely to be asked. Okay, cubes also not so frequent. Surds and dices, you could get questions. Syllogism is important. You will definitely get one or two questions from syllogism. सिलोजिज्म से आ ही जाता है एक तो see if you talk about the critical reasoning part, half is critical reasoning, half is that logical reasoning part in which you get one or two puzzles. One is uh, your input output, that is for sure, and there are some miscellaneous questions like blood relations, and it could be directions, some number based puzzle, or syllogism also is one of those. Yeah, you can study them. There is no harm in studying those. But there are some topics which are exclusively asked on NMAT, and it has a certain pattern. Like critical reasoning is heavy in NMAT, which you find in other exams. So in this, we will draw a table. Like there are four sports: volleyball, table tennis, badminton, and lawn tennis. And we have male, female, and total people in these sports, right? So there are 600 people that is given to us. Male and female is 11 ratio 4. So 11 out of 15 into 600 is 40 times 440 male, and female will be 160. Okay, done. 30% of the female players participated in volleyball. 16 3 48. 10% of the female players participated in table tennis. So 16 here. The remaining female players participated in badminton and lawn tennis in the ratio 1:3. Remaining kitne? Remaining is 160 minus 64, which is 96. 1:3 है. So 1 out of 4 is badminton, 24 badminton, and 72 in lawn tennis. Okay, so this is done. So we got the numbers for females. The ratio of male players who participated in volleyball and other events together is 3:5. So volleyball ratio others is 3:5. Volleyball ratio others is 3:5. So this means that volleyball male players are 3 out of 8, because see, your concept understanding of ratio should be good. You do not take 3 and a 5. You should take 3 upon 8, because 3 are volleyball, 8 are total players of 440. So 5 is 45. 55 into 3, you will get 165. 4% of those male players who did not participate in volleyball. Volleyball में 165 हो गए. Did not participate in volleyball कितने हो जाएंगे? Total is 440. 165 participated in volleyball. So 275 did not participate in volleyball. 275. इनका 4%. Okay. See, the numbers that end in 25, 50, 75 and 00 are multiples of 25. So 25 से सीधे divide करो. 25 1 25, 2 25 11, and this is 4. So 4 into 4 plus 11. 11 participated in lawn tennis. The remaining male players participated in TT and badminton in the ratio 5:3. TT ratio badminton is 5:3, and remaining are how many? 275 थे. इसमें से 11 और कम हो गए, that is 264. Okay, so 264 remain and it is in 5:3. So TT निकाल लेते हैं. TT is 5 out of 8 of 264. 8 3 24 and 2 24. 33 into 5, 165. Okay, and then you will get badminton. Subtract color, you will get 99. So this is how you can complete the table. It is just pure calculations. It is about how fast you can calculate. Okay, the better techniques you know, the better understanding of percentages and ratios, okay, that helps you solve it fast. The ratio between female players who participated in lawn tennis and table tennis. Lawn tennis ratio, table tennis. 72/16. 8 से चला जाएगा 9 ratio. Okay, so this is the answer. What is the difference between male players participating in badminton and female players participating in lawn tennis? Male players in badminton, female players in lawn tennis. The difference is 27. What is the total number of female players participating in volleyball and badminton? Add these numbers, you get 72 as the answer. What is the total number of players participating in table tennis and volleyball together? So this is volleyball, this is table tennis. Okay, add these values. Even if you did not calculate total in the beginning, it is fine. You could have calculated this by adding those four numbers. Okay, so this is 230 plus 181, 4, 9, 394 is the total. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session and you learned some techniques, especially in kind of chart-based questions, that how to approach questions, the importance of percentages and ratios in DI. So, in case you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP and wish to enroll in a structured course wherein all the topics are taught along with practice sheets and only exam-specific topics along with mock tests, you can enroll in the course by checking the link given in the description of this video. And in case you are writing mock tests for these exams, that also are available on our platform. And as I announced earlier as well, we have launched a special ebook, grammar ebook, which compiles 160 plus rules along with examples. So if you cover these, your grammar, this is like it contains 70 plus pages, and this will improve your language ability, and you will be able to tackle these examinations, which ask a good number of questions on error spotting, sentence correction, etc. So tomorrow, NMAT is going to start, and I'm going to write the examination in the morning slot, 9 to 11 a.m. So post that, I'll be doing the exam analysis. So please do watch this to understand what has happened in NMAT this year and what can you expect, what kind of questions, if there is any change in pattern, what is the difficulty level, etc. in this session. So please don't forget to watch this analysis session tomorrow morning. And of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and also follow us on social media platforms. So that's it for this session. I hope you enjoyed the session. So please don't forget to like this video and do share it with your friends as well. So all the best for the exam.